Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Just jumping back into things with the Snorlax Pheromosa team that we've been using for a while now. Like I mentioned in the last episode, I'm going to be using this team until the end of the week, and then I'm going to switch to a brand new team the following week. So if you have any suggestions or comments for things you would like to see, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I'm really open to trying out really anything. But we're going to find Luna from Canada with a rating in the 1600s for our first opponent of the day, and that's a crazy cool team. So I'm really stoked for this matchup. A very creative team with Garchomp, Magnezone, Tapu Fini, Misdreavus, Incineroar, and the Mandibuzz. So I think the things that definitely stick out to me the most are the Incineroar and the Misdreavus. And obviously, Magnezone is something that's pretty cool. We've seen it rise in popularity. Zoe Lowe did use it to win the Melbourne International Championships. So, really cool team in general. Incineroar is also pretty cool with access to Fake Out. So, where Snorlax can thrive, but like it thrives against Garchomp, Incineroar, and Tapu Fini, and maybe Magnezone as well if I get set up. But I'm really worried about the Misdreavus and the Mandibuzz, because Mandibuzz's foul play will be able to just one-shot me. So that is a concern of mine. Now Fini Mandibuzz is a probable lead here for my opponent. So I can maybe try to cheese with the Pheromosa with the Z move. And I feel like Ninetales is actually decent here. Although I do have to watch out for Incineroar, I suppose. Like, I could go Persian, but Persian doesn't do much damage. Band Arcanine's not a bad idea, actually. I'm running out of time. Okay, I'm gonna bring Ninetales, Arcanine, and Snorlax. Yeah. But since I am bringing Snorlax, I do have to watch out for the Misdreavus and the Mandibuzz, so I have to play around that. I mean, Mandibuzz I can still hit for damage. Misdreavus is the main issue because I don't have any way to hit it for neutral. But gonna get into game one here. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it, and pretty stoked to see what my opponent's team is packing. Definitely a different take on the Mandibuzz Fini combinations that we often see. It's taking an unusual amount of time to get in game. But looks like there we go. So Luna here, going to bring out. I'm going to bring out Pheromosa and Ninetales. So mainly Pheromosa here to threaten the Tapu Fini if my opponent leads it. We actually see Misdreavus and Fini. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, not what I was anticipating, but I'm actually okay with that. Misdreavus does threaten Pheromosa a decent amount though. But I think I'll go straight for the Z move. Yeah. What do I have in the back? Snorlax and Arcanine. I don't see a need to Aurora Veil, at least this turn. So I think I will just Acid Downpour. Actually, setting up an Aurora Veil could mean that I could survive an attack from Misdreavus should it choose to go for something. So I guess I will go for it turn 1. And Z-moving Fini, so it either protects, switches out, or just gets knocked out. Ideally, obviously, it just attacks. And with Pheromosa and Ninetales, like, without a Poison Z move, if you don't know this team, then you probably don't expect it. But it does protect, okay. We could see a Trick Room come out as well. But this should do enough damage through Protect with Hail. Blizzard and Poison Gem shouldn't just knock it out next turn anyway, but the question is, does Misdreavus, like, go for a Trick Room? Alternatively, I could have launched that into the Misdreavus slap. Didn't really want to, though. I'm wondering if maybe Protect was the right play. The real question is, what does Misdreavus do here? I would think maybe Trick Room, but if it does Trick Room, that does give me the option to just bring in Snorlax. And yeah, the Poison Gem still does, or the Acid Downpour still does it a decent amount. No freezes can obviously happen right now due to Misty Terrain, but it also means Misdreavus cannot, like, Will-O-Wisp me. So let's see what he goes for. Gonna be Trick Room, okay. So, good play by my opponent. It's not of issues. Let's see whether there's a leftovers here on the Tapu Fini. No leftovers. Okay. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Lefties goes after Hail. So, okay. It doesn't have like a Fiawan Berry, which is good to confirm. I think I will take this opportunity to just switch into Snorlax. And I'm going to Freeze Dry Fini to hopefully put it in Facade KO range. So, yeah, good turn one by my opponent there, relatively safe. Trick Room was something I was anticipating, but Snorlax can typically switch into Trick Room teams decently. And I can actually maybe Belly Drum in front of it. So we do see the Moonblast targeting the Lax. Yep, eat that pretty well, especially with the Aurora Veil. We actually see Imprison, which is really cool to see. I'm wondering what that's really attempting to do, actually. Freeze Dry comes out. Yeah, good damage against Finny. I think Facade should KO it at this point, but I'm not sure. But either way, I'll take that turn. Obviously, turn 1 was like, didn't play out too greatly for me, because I could have just knocked out Finny, but now it's fine. And my main concern was the Mandibuzz. I'm not sure if that will even be too much of an issue now. I can stockpile here. Question is whether I want to or just attack. I don't think I really need to... I mean, I could Belly Drum here as well. Maybe I will stockpile. Part of me also just wants the Facade Finny and Blizzard, though. Yeah, I think I'll go on the offense this turn. Just because I'd like to eliminate Finny, because it threatens everything on my team. But it does protect. Okay. It's a little bit annoying, but that's fine. I kind of walked into that one. Is Misdreavus trying to reverse Trick Room? That would make a lot of sense. Oh wow, Blizzard's... Oh yeah, crits there. Still does more than I anticipated, I was going to say. So, yeah, Misdreavus actually does reverse the Trick Room. But, I mean, I'll take that. I mean, I got, like, free damage off on Misdreavus. And I don't think that is a way to recover. So that's good for me. And this next turn, I can just go for a Freeze Dry and a Stockpile. Yeah, so, like, Finny's kind of pinned right now. And once again, I am trying to prioritize knocking that out because it does threaten what I have in the back. So I will stockpile this turn and go for the Freeze Dry to pick up a knockout onto the Finny. Finny could also maybe swap out, but nothing on my opponent's team can really take Ice-type attacks too well other than maybe Incineroar. But if I can force Finny to switch out, then my Arcanine can come back in safely. Finny actually does switch out, and it's actually going to be Magnezone. Okay. So I'm okay with that. Magnezone isn't as big of a threat. Yeah, Freeze Dry actually breaks a potential sash there. We do just see a Shadow Ball. So we saw Shadow Ball, Imprison, and Trick Room. As that Shadow Ball actually does like negligible damage. And I will be able to get a stockpile up here, which is nice as well. However, obviously I am in Flash Cannon threat here. So the question is, what should I do this next turn? Could stockpile again. Actually, one thing I wanted to see is whether I'm imprisoned by Protect. Or whether my Protect is imprisoned. I kind of want to Belly Drum now. Yeah, I think I actually will Belly Drum this turn. And Protect. Okay, yeah, so that's the Misdreavus' last attack. Given that Garchomp could be in the back, I kind of want to conserve Ninetales. Yeah, so I will Belly Drum here. And switch out into Arcanine. Yeah, I like that. Although, yeah, okay, so Misdreavus definitely doesn't have a way to heal, which means Hail plus Ninetales, plus even, like, Poison Jab should be able to whittle it down. So, Arcanine's gonna come in. Misdreavus protects, oh, even better for me. Especially that's a Flash Cannon going into Arcanine slot. Oh, that's cute. Although that actually doesn't matter because I don't have ground type attacks. So I just get a free Belly Drum off, which is very nice. Yeah, that's so great. So I'll be able to heal all the way back up and recycle again next turn. And now I'm threatening with a +6 Snorlax. Hail stops, yep. And Aurora Veil does wear off, but I should be able to survive even a +1 attack from Magnezone now. So I think I will just recycle. And, yeah, Misdreavus is the more annoying threat to me right now, just because I don't have as many ways to knock it out. Since I did Protect last turn, I will just go for the Flare Blitz into that slot. And Magnezone protects, perfect. So, Magnet Rise, Protect, probably Z-moves 30 with Thunderbolt and Flash Cannon. But Flare Blitz with Choice Band should knock out Misdreavus here, and I will be able to get my Berry back up as well, which is quite nice for me. And now Arcanine is posing a major threat. And the other good thing is, you know, if Mandibuzz comes in, it won't have that boost. Although I guess Mandibuzz coming in could be annoying, but then I could just knock out Magnezone for free. I'm actually kind of worried about Mandibuzz coming in now. I don't know if my opponent brought it, but it's Feeny coming in, which is really good news. Yeah, so I can now just safely launch a Flare Blitz into the Mandibuzz slot, or sorry, into the Magnezone slot, and I'll probably double up in that slot, because, yeah, it's basically forced to get knocked out or switch out. I guess could go for a double protect. I know, my opponent actually just forfeits. Okay, cool. I don't think she was in a position where, I mean, maybe she knew what she had in the back and was like, okay, this game is just 100% lost, but I could still get crit at that point, so I don't know. I never believe in forfeiting games, especially in best of one, unless you know it's 100% lost. Like, the only real reason to forfeit in VGC is, one, to conserve information, and that's actually really important in best of 3, or 2, just to save time if you know the game is 100% lost. So maybe my opponent knew, it's over, I can't really win this one. But Misdreavus was definitely really cool to see. It didn't do as much as I anticipated, but I think, the Trick Room wasn't really a huge threat because Snorlax was able to come in and just, pose such an offensive threat. That's why I think Snorlax is really cool on this team, because it doesn't need Trick Room to operate, because I don't even run Trick Room, but it does have the option to just outspeed and knock things out if your opponent sets up Trick Room. So our second opponent of the day is going to be using a Drifblim team, but a more offensive one, even more offensive than the ones we've seen typically, because it's got Niaoigo and Pheromosa. So Drifblim, Niaoigo, Pheromosa, Koko, and Garchomp, which is definitely a very scary looking combination in general. Let's see how I want to approach this. If it didn't have Pheromosa, I'd be like, okay, Snorlax is the way to go. The other Drifblim we played in the last episode kind of rolled over me after it had Haze, so that's something I have to be aware of. Can't really deny the Trick Room setup, or sorry, the Tailwind setup, which is the other unfortunate thing. Excuse me. What do I want to lead? Like, Drifblim is definitely the lead here for my opponent, right? So, I guess to counter that, I could lead, like, Feeny Ninetales. Part of me still really wants Snorlax, because if I can knock out the Pheromosa, and I banned Arcanine for that, then Snorlax can just win this game for me. It's tough not bringing Pheromosa here, though. Pheromosa has such a good matchup against everything, but if Tailwind is up, it doesn't really outspeed anything anyway. My opponent's definitely going to get a Tailwind up this game. So I am making the decision to keep Pheromosa on the bench. I'm not sure if that's the best one, but we'll see. Maybe I could have led Arcanine. I don't know. Like, there's always a mind game against Drifblim because you don't know what item Feeny has. Like, if it's Specs, you can obviously just Z-move into it with Pheromosa. But if it's like Life Orb or Psychium Z, you just protect turn 1 and get a free Tailwind up. And yep, we do see Drifblim here. So at least I'll be able to cancel the terrain and apply some pressure offensively. I wonder if Lele even protects here, to be honest. I could also try attacking around Drifblim. Or maybe setting up a Aurora Veil even. Yeah. So this is going to be tricky. Drifblim with the strong fighting type Pokemon or move. Just in general is kind of tricky. But no matter. I really do want to set up an Aurora Veil, but I also really just want the damage onto Drifblim immediately. I feel like Aurora Veil might actually be more crucial, though. I'm actually going to Heal Pulse Ninetales and Aurora Veil turn 1, because Lele either protects here and Drifblim Tailwinds, or I think Lele might launch an attack into Ninetales. Okay, well that means it shouldn't have Haze. Oh, man. It is Life Orb. So I won't be able to heal back with this Heal Pulse. Ah, that's so frustrating. Sunny Day. It's so funny, like the last episode I lost to Drifblim, I was like, oh, I didn't consider Haze, and this time I didn't consider Sunny Day. So it's kind of reversed. Well, that is definitely frustrating, but no worries. We'll launch a Moonblast into that slot. And switch out into Arcanine, because banned E-Speed might actually just knock it out afterwards. That's definitely not fun, though. Yeah. It's kind of funny, like, both times I played into the 4th move of Drifblim. And I am just too used to Destiny Bond since that's not what I used. So we do see Tailwind get set up here from Drifblim. Not much of a surprise there. Ooh, Taunt actually comes out. Okay, that's fair. I was expecting to take damage there with Arcanine, but that's not the case actually, which is quite nice. And I will get the Moonblast off. Actually gets a special attack drop, which could be crucial there. Because now I could actually just Flare Blitz Drifblim. I did Shadow Ball plus Psychic at -1. I don't think knocks me out. So yeah, I think I will just Moonblast and Flare Blitz. I was mainly playing for the extreme speed, but might not even need that. So that was unfortunate. I don't know. I feel like Lele at -1 should have knocked me out. So I will just Flare Blitz here. And Lele actually switches out. Okay. Into Pheromosa. Huh. Okay. I mean, that's taking a Moonblast. It's probably Sash, though, if anything. But, okay. So this is still tricky, though, because I can't E-Speed. Kind of wish I doubled up into Lele now, because if I knocked out Pheromosa, I just win the game with Lax. Unless this, for some reason, is not Sashed Pheromosa, but you've got to be. Oh, but now Ninetales can just knock it out. Yeah, with Hail. So that's good. Okay. So I'm up 4-3 now, and I wasted a turn to Tailwind effectively for my opponent. Tapu Lele will come back in. I haven't lost my berry yet. So I'll probably lose 2 Pokemon this next turn, but that's okay, I think. Because I'll just knock out Pheromosa by switching a Ninetales. Yeah, so I'm just going to switch Feeny out into Ninetales. I think I can win the game now with Snorlax. Switch into Ninetales and just sack my Arcanine here. Yeah, I'm really surprised to let my opponent switch in Pheromosa. Like, if anything, you should probably just... I don't know. We'll see. But that's why I brought Snorlax in this game, because I was like, if I can knock out Pheromosa, and I have... You know, Pheromosa is still really frail, so I have tools for that, then I can win. Yep, we do just see the jab come out. Targeting Arcanine, actually. Huh, that was an interesting decision. I guess I could have saved Feeny. Maybe that was actually a mistake. Because I could have maybe just stayed in with Feeny and Arcanine. But I really wanted to knock out the Pheromosa through Hail. But in retrospect, it might have been better to conserve Ninetales, because Ninetales can still put in work against my opponent's team in the late game and set up an Aurora Veil. So now the question really is, who is my opponent's last one? Because I did knock out the biggest threat to my Snorlax. But, you know, I don't have any boosts here. And I can't just stockpile and Belly Drum at the same time. It's now Ego, though, which I would say is pretty good to see. Especially because I know that the Lele has the Life Orb. Yeah. Okay. So how do I want to play this out now? Sludge Bomb from Now Ego shouldn't knock me out, but it could be Expert Belt or Specs. I don't know about that. We also saw Taunt from Lele. That's actually a pretty big deal. Because we saw Taunt, I think I'm just going to Facade into Lele and protect Feeny this turn. Maybe I should have Muddy Watered. But none of my opponent's Pokemon are protecting here. Sludge Bomb. Okay, good. Taunt. Yeah. That's fine with me, because I don't think Now Ego can outdamage Snorlax, even, and I can just stall out the Taunt. And now I get a single target Muddy Water against Now Ego as well. Oh shoot, Lele survived that. That was not what I was anticipating. That's kind of bad. Oh, it looks like it literally has 1 HP. I thought Facade plus Hail would definitely get the knockout. But that's what happens when you run a minimally invested attack Snorlax. But it will faint from Life Orb now. So I will just launch a Facade into Now Ego. And a Muddy Water. If anything, ideally, Now Ego Sludge Bombs me, it procs my berry, and I heal back up. But it could be Specs Now Ego, which would make sense on that team comp. Yeah, I picked up the knockout. The main issue there is that it gets a Beast Boost, and my opponent gets a Psychic off against me. Or going for a Moonblast instead, okay. I don't like that. That extra attack might have screwed me over. We'll see. Is that Specs Now Ego? I feel like it's gotta be. I don't like this. I thought I was in a good position. Well, my berry isn't even procced, so I might just get knocked out here. But this is the last turn of Taunt, so I need to be able to survive this Sludge Bomb, heal back, and survive the next one. feel like I should be able to do so if I survive this. That's heartbreaking. That really is heartbreaking. Oh, maybe I should have just attacked with Feeny. No, it wouldn't have made a difference because Sludge Bomb would have knocked me out anyway. That has to be Specs Now Ego, right? Because otherwise, like, I don't know the damage rolls there. But Specs at +1, I assume you just pick up the knockout. But yeah, it was crucial that in the end my opponent's Lele was actually able to hang on with literally like 1 HP. Because if I get that knockout, then you don't get that extra Moonblast off. And then you Sludge Bomb me, probably proc my berry, and I can just stall you out with Recycle. So that's actually a huge bummer there. Like, that was the slimmest of margins there. Lele gets knocked out there, you know, it's game. But I am running a Snorlax with very minimal attack investment since it typically relies on Belly Drum. And yeah, I'm running Facade too over something like Return, so I did get punished for that in this game. And it's funny, in previous episodes I was like, oh yeah, Facade's been working well, it actually won me a game or two. But in this one, definitely if I just had Return, I think I would have won the game. So that was, I really felt like I had the advantage there, honestly, but it might have been a mistake sacrificing Ninetales as well. Actually, in retrospect, I don't think giving up Ninetales was the main issue. But yeah, I don't know what the role there on Tapu Lele was, because, like, you know, Tapu Lele's defense isn't that great, so even with Facade being weaker and Hail, I was like, should definitely be able to pick up the knockout. So I don't know if that was just like a super defensive Tapu Lele that managed to survive, or a poor damage roll, or maybe it was just, like, it wasn't even close, I don't know. But either way, like, I feel okay about how I played that game overall. Yeah, now Ego, I'm gonna guess it was Specs, because otherwise, like, it definitely doesn't just pick up the knockout on Feeny like that. Even at +1, it should have knocked out Lax, so that was the only item that would really make sense, and didn't really consider that too much in the late game. Yeah, like, you'd imagine if I brought Pheromosa over Feeny in the end game, that would have just won me the game instantly, but I opted not to. So that was another decision I could have made better. So, kind of heartbreaking to lose in the way like that, but really well played by my opponent, and can't be too sad about it. And maybe I'm going to switch to Return or Frustration on Snorlax now after that, because that definitely would have just won me the game. So, yep, it's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, please show your support by leaving a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.